Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Aditya. Okay. So see, students, in the last class we did gametogenesis, that is formation of gametes. Now you know gametes are haploid. Haploid का मतलब क्या है? It is going to have half the number of chromosomes. Usually your normal cell has 2n. उसका आधा would be the n, which is called as haploid. So definitely your gametes are going to have haploid sets of chromosomes. Formation of these gametes is called as gametogenesis. So in human beings, you know there are two gametes. There is sperms for male and egg for female. Okay. So formation of sperms takes place inside the testis. The process is called as spermatogenesis. Formation of egg, or you can say ovum, takes place inside the ovaries, which is called as oogenesis. Okay. Now coming down to the first part, that is spermatogenesis, that takes place in male. Formation of sperms. Okay. Now sperm is also called as spermatozoa. What is the other name of sperm? Spermatozoa. This is going to take place inside the testis. Inside the testis, you have seminiferous tubule. You have seminiferous tubules, which is going to produce the sperms. Okay, this seminiferous tubule is going to have two types of cells. What are the two types of cells? One is male germ cells, which is also called as primordial germ cells. Either इसको male germ cells बोलते हैं या primordial germ cells बोलते हैं. And another type of cell is Sertoli cells, which is going to nourish the sperm. Okay, the whole spermatogenesis is divided into 4 stages. कितना stages? 4. What are the 4 stages? Multiplication phase, growth phase, maturation phase, and differentiation phase. And differentiation phase. So there are 4 phases that is going to be comprising your spermatogenesis. Okay. Now, what happens in the multiplication phase? In multiplication phase, the primordial germ cells, which we call it as undifferentiated germ cells, it is going to undergo mitosis so that it can increase its number. उसका number बढ़ा सके. ठीक है? Okay. From them, few of the cells will become sperm mother cell. Or spermatogonia. Okay, so from primordial germ cells or male germ cells, it has now increased its population, and it has now become sperm mother cell or spermatogonia. Few of them have become little bigger in size with stored cytoplasm, enzymes and everything, so that it is getting ready for the growth phase. So few of the spermatogonia, only some, थोड़े से ही spermatogonia या sperm mother cell is going to differentiate into primary spermatocytes. So पहला क्या होता है आपका PMC, that is primordial germ cell, PGC, primordial germ cells, or also called as male germ cells. It is going to increase its population. उसमें से थोड़े बनेंगे आपके sperm mother cell, okay, which will undergo differentiation to form primary spermatocytes. ठीक है? This primary spermatocytes is nothing but a differentiation point where it gets differentiated that yes, now it will undergo meiosis. It is ready for meiosis. It has all the enzymes and proteins for meiosis. So that is the third stage called as a maturation phase or formation of spermatids, where the primary spermatocyte will undergo the first meiotic division and form 2 secondary spermatocytes. Later on, the 2 secondary spermatocytes will undergo the second meiotic division and will become 4 haploid spermatids. So if I want to show it in a flow chart, it is in this format. Can you see, students? During the puberty तक आपके male germ cells या primordial germ cells is going to go for mitosis and will be there. उसमें से थोड़े बनेंगे, will few of them will get activated at spermatogonia or sperm mother cell, and it will get differentiated into primary spermatocytes. Primary spermatocytes are those cells which are destined to go for meiosis. So it will undergo the first meiotic division to form secondary spermatocyte. From secondary spermatocytes, it will undergo the second meiotic division to become spermatids. Okay, till here. Students, till here, did you understand? Did you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, coming down to the last step called as the differentiation phase. In differentiation phase, what happens? I'm focusing, just pay attention. The spermatids is going to get differentiated into spermatozoa. क्या बनेगा? Spermatids is going to get nourishment and it is going to get differentiated into spermatozoa, that is nothing but sperms. These cells will now have a tail, a head, matlab it will have the structure of sperm, and now it has become sperms, that is bearing the male gamete. Okay, so these are called as spermatozoa. So the formation of spermatozoa from spermatids is called as spermiogenesis. So spermatogenesis is different, spermiogenesis is different. Spermatogenesis का मतलब होता है formation of sperms. Spermiogenesis का मतलब होता है differentiation of spermatids to spermatozoa or sperms. Till here, is it clear, students? Any doubt? Here we complete spermatogenesis. So it's a recap of the last class for Manju, and as well as for other students, it's a revision. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, coming down to the hormones part. Now see, all this process will not take place it will not take place without any control and coordination. So either the nervous system or the hormonal system plays an important role. Okay, so here for spermatogenesis also, there is a control of the hormones. So during puberty, when actually the process has to start, the gonadotropin releasing hormone is going to be released from the hypothalamus during puberty. So when a boy reaches puberty, the hypothalamus is going to release gonadotropin releasing hormone. This hormone will initiate the anterior pituitary to stimulate two gonadotropins. It will initiate two gonadotropins called as the luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone, LH and FSH. Luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Okay. Now, what is the function of LH and FSH, which is released from the pituitary? The LH will act on the Leydig cell. So you remember हमने testis का structure करते समय पढ़ा था, seminiferous tubules, they have interstitial spaces. These interstitial spaces have specialized cells called as Leydig cell. So this LH will act on the Leydig cell to form androgens, a family of hormones. उसमें से सबसे important hormone कौन सा है बेटा? Testosterone. Okay, so this Leydig cells is going to release hormones called as androgens, and this important androgen is testosterone, which is very important for the formation of sperms or for the maturation of sperms. Okay, now what is the function of FSH? FSH is going to act on the Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells is going to help. It will initiate the Sertoli cells to get activated, FSH, and Sertoli cells will stimulate and make it will release enzymes, proteins, all kind of chemical substances which are required for the maturation of sperms. स्पर्म्स को एक्टिवेट करने के लिए जो क्या क्या चाहिए वो सब सर्टोली सेल्स रिलीज करता है. सो इन शॉर्ट, नरिशमेंट. So did you understand the hormones which are involved in spermatogenesis? Any doubt?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go to the next topic, that is structure of sperm. Now if you see the structure of sperm, it is going to be a microscopic structure. बहुत छोटा होता है. It's a like tadpole shaped structure, very small. Okay, the diameter is 2 to 5 micrometer, and you can say its length is just 60 micrometers. So it is very, 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 very small. That is why it is called as microscopic. Now this is the structure of sperm. Now if you see, it has these four parts: head, neck, middle piece, and tail. All the parts are actually going to be covered by a single plasma membrane. Okay, so the head, neck, middle piece, and tail is going to be covered by a single plasma membrane. Okay, now if you see, focus on the head. The head is going to be flat and oval shape in structure. It is going to be having haploid nucleus. Okay, 1 second, students. Okay, so the head is flat and oval. It is going to have a large haploid nucleus because it has undergone meiosis. And it is going to have, this is very, very, very important, it is going to have an anterior cap like structure. Can you see here? Anterior cap over the head. Now this cap is going to have acrosome. Okay, sorry, this cap is called as acrosome. It is going to have specialized enzyme called as hydrolytic enzymes. Now these enzymes are actually produced by what you can say, synthesized by the endoplasmic reticulum of the cell and given to the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus only makes the acrosome. And this acrosome is going to be on the tip of the head. These hydrolytic enzymes will help the sperms to penetrate through the ovum at the time of fertilization. जब fertilization हो रहा होगा, at that time the sperm has to penetrate inside the egg. The sperm has to penetrate inside. So to digest the layers of the ovum, acrosome is going to have hydrolytic enzymes. Okay? Next comes neck. Neck is going to have two centrioles, एक आगे एक पीछे. Okay, it is going to have centrioles, one in the front, one in the back side. The front centriole would be used, that is the proximal centriole would be used during the time of fertilization. Hydrolytic enzymes, Akansha. Hydrolytic enzymes. Okay, and the second, the distal centriole would be forming a thin filament called as the axial filament till the tip of the tail. So that means from the neck, the distal centriole will be forming an axial filament till the tail. Okay, till here did everyone understand the topic? Sperm ke structures, head and neck. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Akansha, your doubt is clear? You asked me about the acrosome. You want to ask anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now coming down to the next is middle piece. Now the middle piece is going to have what? Mitochondria. Not one or two, a million of mitochondria, which is arranged as cylindrical in shape. So it is going to be arranged as a cylindrical shape, and these mitochondria are going to wound over the structure, and the whole structure is going to be made up of mitochondria. So there may be many mitochondria. Why you need so many mitochondria? So that it can facilitate the motility movement of sperm. So sperm should have great motility. Then only from vagina to the fallopian tube it can travel. And plus, it should have great power also in its tail for motilation, for motility. Why? Because it has to go against the gravitational pull. It has to go up the uterus. So gravitational pull के against में उसको travel करना है. So it needs more energy, more ATP. So that is why mitochondria is present in the middle piece. Last part is tail, which is going to be very slender, long structure, which helps in complete motility for smooth swimming of the sperm. Okay? Okay. Till here, did you understand? So axial filament is a thin thread which is going to continue from the neck distal centriole to the tail. The middle piece is going to have a lot of mitochondria which will help in the movement. Okay, and plus if you see, a human male is going to ejaculate at least 200 to 300 million sperms when the semen is released during coitus. Okay, and normally it is seen that 60% of the for good fertility, for a normal fertility or for a good fertility, 60% of all the sperms are healthy, motility wise, viability wise. Okay. Till here, did you understand, students? Any
Yes,
doubt?
ma'am.
Understood, ma'am.
Okay. So can we
Understood, ma'am.
proceed with oogenesis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, coming down to the next topic. Did anyone write the message? Okay, okay, fine. Yeah. Coming down to the next topic, that is oogenesis. Like spermatogenesis, oogenesis is not continuous beta. It is discontinuous process. बीच में मतलब the oogenesis is a full discontinuous process. It is going to have lot of breaks. It is going to have lot of breaks in between. So oogenesis starts from the first month of gestation. So that means what? When the female child is present in the fetus. Okay, from that time itself oogenesis starts. The female fetus produces at least 1700 primary follicles. I'll explain you what are follicles. I'll explain you what is follicles, but I'm just telling you, what you can say, a female fetus is going to have 1700 primary follicles, which will undergo mitosis to form at least 6 lakhs of follicles. From the 6 lakhs, it can become 7 million, but at the time of birth, most of your follicles, they shrink. It is called as atresia. ये process को क्या बोलते हैं? Atresia, shrinking of the follicles, and you are left with only 2 million during birth. During birth. Now till the girl child is going to reach puberty, from the 2 million, now it has become 6,000 to 8,000. Sorry, 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles in each ovary. So from 1 to 2 million follicles in each ovary से लेकर puberty तक आने समय बहुत सारे follicles degenerate हो जाते हैं. So it becomes 60 to 80,000 primary follicles in each ovary. Till here, everyone understood? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
So now you can understand it is a complete discontinuous process, oogenesis. मतलब चालू हो जाता है fetus से, birth time everything is degenerated and all, and again during puberty it starts. Okay, again during puberty it starts. And again, there is a break till fertilization takes place. Once the fertilization takes place with the sperm, its complete cycle is completed. पूरा oogenesis तभी complete होता है. ठीक है? Now let us see. Here also you are going to have stages, or you can say phases. How many phases? 3 phases. Multiplication, growth, and maturation. Okay? So these are the 3 phases of oogenesis. Let's start. Now, what is multiplication phase? Like spermatogenesis, here also the germ cell is replicating. It is undergoing mitosis so that it can increase its population. So the germinal epithelium cells is going, so in the ovary, the germinal epithelium cells will undergo mitotic division so that it can increase the population of oogonia or egg mother cell. Just like we had sperm mother cell or spermatozoa, spermatogonia, not zoa, spermatogonia. In the same way, this undifferentiated cell will undergo mitosis to increase the population of egg mother cell or oogonia. Now, few of the oogonia will start with meiosis. The first stage of meiosis is called as prophase. Everyone agree with this statement? The first meiosis 1 stage is prophase. Correct? Now this prophase will not go further. It will get arrested in prophase 1 by forming a layer on top of the nucleus. So it will become a primary. So it from inside the nucleus is primary oocyte. Once a layer is formed, it will become primary follicle. Did everyone understood primary oocyte and follicle? Primary oocyte is the nucleus. Primary follicle is the structure which is formed after forming a theca layer, a layer of granulosa cells. Did everyone understand? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, Kathy. Which one to repeat? Because you have written please repeat and understood. So, which one should I repeat? Kathy? Second point. Acha, the growth phase wala. See, I was telling you that when during the multiplication phase, the germinal epithelium cells will undergo mitosis so that it can increase its number. And this will form the egg mother cell or oogonia. Now from them, few of the egg mother cell or oogonia will develop into primary oocyte. That means it will start with prophase 1. What is prophase 1? It is the first stage of meiosis 1. So, few of the egg mother cell or oogonia will start or will get activated to start prophase 1. But they will get arrested in prophase 1 itself. So, they will become primary oocyte as they got arrested in prophase 1. This primary oocyte would be having a granulosa layer. So this is primary oocyte. Now it has a granulosa layer. This will form the primary follicle. Now you understood what do you mean by primary follicle? Okay. So as I told you, during birth, there are at least how many follicles? At least 1 to 2 million follicles. From this 2 million follicles, till the time a girl reaches puberty, it gets degenerated and becomes 60 to 80,000 follicles in each ovary. In each ovary. Okay. So, From these 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles, few get differentiated, few get activated to form secondary follicles. So how secondary follicle is formed? Formation of extra granulosa layer. जो